Hello, my name is Julia Wustefeld, formerly Julia Madricki. I just got married, and this is for my class that I am taking. Okay, this is how I feel about power conflicts. When I think about power in conflict, I believe it is the ability to influence decisions, outcomes, and how situations move forward. Before taking this class, I mostly thought of power as authority or a job title. However, I now realize that power can come from many different places, including experience, knowledge, confidence, relationships, and organizational position. In my personal life, I think power tends to shift back and forth, whether it's my husband, friends, family, or honestly, even my toddler. You guys have kids, you understand. But since everyone generally has an equal opportunity to express their opinions and influence the outcomes of a disagreement. In the workplace, however, power is more often structured. Supervisors, managers, and organizational leaders usually have more authority, which can significantly affect how conflicts are resolved. One example that shaped my view of power occurred when I worked for a catering company who was very prevalent here in Cincinnati, just saying. I planned a 9-day vacation to Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks months in advance and communicated it with my direct supervisor in January. I was going on the trip in September. She approved the trip and was fully aware of my plans. However, when I returned from vacation, I was called into a meeting with my supervisor, human resources, and the company owner. I was written up for allegedly failing to communicate my time off and leaving the team shorthanded during a busy season. What stood out to me was, despite having followed the processes and received approval, the people in leadership positions controlled the outcome of the conflict. The owner even stated that employees in the events industry should not expect to take vacations during peak seasons. That experience showed me how power can influence not only decisions, but also whose perspective is given credibility. Although I explained my side of the situation, there was very little I could do to change the outcome because the decision makers held the authority. I remained professional, but I left feeling unheard and frustrated. In fact, after that meeting, I began applying for other jobs and left the company about a month later. It's true. As a student and an employee in America today, I would like to see power used more as a tool for collaboration rather than control. I believe leaders should be willing to listen to people closest to a problem and create environments where concerns can be raised without a fear of punishment. An improved society, in my opinion, is one where power is balanced with accountability, communication, and respect. Conflict is always expected to exist, but when people feel heard and valued, it becomes much easier to find solutions that benefit everyone involved. All right, thank you for listening.